Where were we? Oh yes. So I'm taking a kind of a very careful approach um, at this all. There were those green guys, this with the spider legs. The what are they called? Arachnuts? I should just. I mean, I always pronounce the names of Keeners and Keen fans, their forum names, and the creatures of Keen in my head. Um, Arachnut? Is that how you say it? I probably put the accent on the wrong syllable. But those are those um, guys with the four mouths, and you stun them and they come back to life. I waste so much ammo, and it actually, though it looks like I have a ton of ammo now, 53, which I'm very grateful for, I actually do get down to 0. And that gets a little scary. But then it picks up back up to 99, which is kind of typical of Szemi's his style of making levels, his level buildings. They're often very square, and then a little bit bland, um, and just not very like fancy. I think that if he put like some extra ledges, maybe made some hills or divots in the ground, in some places, it would make it look prettier. Um, that's it's neither here nor there though. And there always seems to be too much ammo and too much points in these fan made games, but to and not all fan made games. Just some keeners have a tendency to kind of overdo it, um, because putting points in there, there's candy and soda and those lollipops. You just gotta collect them, and so you sort of sprinkle them across the whole level, and I don't know. They kind of lose their importance. It's not so much the candy and the point items that make the levels interesting. It's more the lay of the land, how the terrain works together, and what you do with bridges and card keys or the key gems, and monster placement. But yeah, um, we again, it's it's really here nor there. I mean, I was glad for all the ammo, and there really wasn't. I didn't notice an like a really overdoing it on the spamming of the points. So I mean, Smemmy's earlier releases, like Grand Intelligence, you would end up with 99 lives and 99 ammo after the first few levels, and it kind of felt you don't have to. It kind of becomes meaningless collecting all the collectibles, as it were. But this shows like tremendous improvement, and when it comes to new releases or Commander Keen mods, what I usually do is I just open it up and play it blind until I die, or I beat the first level, or if I really like it, I'll continue on for another level, and I just record with DOSBox and take that video and upload it to this channel, and so that the Keen releases have some sort of presence on YouTube, so that somebody who's not following the Commander Keen forums are notified, if they're following me anyway, that there are new Commander Keen games being made and that one is released. So the demos I have on this channel are for that reason alone. It's not to show off how bad or great of a platformer keener I am. No, I'm actually quite terrible. I do have some good moments in this run through, and I did pretty well for not abusing the in-level saving, and I don't die too much. This level is really long here. This one, and I really like all of the levels. There's just that one sort of part that we'll get to in the Menace section of the levels that's really the only bummer. I like really I don't know if you can even go wrong with Commander Keen 4 with me anyway. If you actually have the dedication to sit down and open up a Biothar or the Omega Matic, whatever level editing you're using, and you actually build a level tile by tile and put in the time and effort and the monsters and the puzzles and the key gems and the pulls and make sure everything is right with the exiting and entering the level and all of that stuff, then how can I have a problem with that? I for one certainly don't. I can't be ever too critical about Commander Keen mods. You know, I've said on the forums there is no such thing as a bad Commander Keen mod, and that's because you don't get paid for doing this. You're not obligated to do it. So, I mean, true, some mods are better than others, but how can a Keen mod really be bad? Unless it's like a joke. But I mean, just look at these levels. Look at the effort. I've got to applaud it, and they're fun too. There's dangerous tiles that are in those spikes that are kind of in every corner that you don't walk up to, but they have that presence there, and it makes me walk carefully, and I can't afford to be overly reckless. I don't know how I missed that slime there. I don't know if there were 2 slimes or 3 slimes down here. But yeah, it's a real pain in the neck when there's so much dangerous tiles. That's a gripe of mine that comes up in some of the various Keen mods. And I don't really have a problem with that in this mod at all. They're just dangerous tiles, and they're there, but they're out of the way. And it gets a little bit more tricky in the Menace levels with the spikes. They're in the middle of walkways, but they animate, and even though they can kind of blend in with the background, because they're gray, like a lot of the backgrounds of Menace, I could still see them easily. So yeah, very few deaths by dangerous tiles. I was gonna save it there and go and try for those other life water flasks, but I mean, I thought I would do this run saveless. So even though I didn't need to get those flasks, technically that would be an in-level save.